Welcome to a special bonus episode of the Passive House podcast, recorded at North American Passive House Network's conference, Passive House for All, in June 2021 in New York City. In this, the sixth of 18 interviews we recorded amidst the hustle and bustle of the conference hall floor, I chat with Derrick Tillman, President and CEO of Bridging the Gap Development. A couple of quick thank yous before we get started. First, thank you to NAPHN for putting on the conference and for partnering with us on these interviews. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors who make everything we do at the Accelerator possible. Our founding sponsors are 475 High Performance Building Supply, Baxtingui Architects, Glavel, Minutair, Mitsubishi Electric Train HVAC US, Partel, RDH Building Science, Rockwell North America, StoCorp, and Zola Windows. Our champion sponsor is SIGA, and our stakeholder partner is NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. With that, please enjoy my interview with Derrick. I'm with Derrick Tillman of Bridging the Gap Development, based in Pittsburgh. It's just a real pleasure to finally get to connect. I've been an admirer of your work from afar, and so it's fun to be able to have a chat with you.
Yeah, well, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. So, you do all sorts of different kinds of development projects in Pittsburgh, so I really want to get a chance to dive into that and hear about your vision for that. I know you're also you recently joined the NAPHN board of directors as well, so you're a mover and shaker and pioneer in many ways. So tell us a bit about your practice, the development firm, your projects, and I'd love to hear your vision for the work that you do.
Sure. So, name of my company is Bridging the Gap Development. We were founded in 2006 with an intentional focus on bridging gaps, both bridging gaps of opportunity as well as bridging gaps in development. Really focused on bringing, catalytic, transformative projects to different communities, both communities that are already thriving as well as communities that are in transition. And then really bridging gaps of opportunity. So really creating opportunities for minorities, for women, as well as the local residents and communities that we're serving. How do we do this? We do this through affordable housing. We do market rate. We do mixed income projects. We do commercial, real estate, retail, office, mixed use. And recently we're getting more involved and engaged in community and cultural space. So things like community centers and parks. All of our projects, we're intentional about incorporating equitable development, incorporating sustainable development practices such as Passive House, that really we can be socially responsible to the community, but also to the environment.
How does this work? How do the numbers work for this and making the case for, are you finding that that Passive House is more expensive than other approaches? If so, how do you navigate that, and how does that work?
Good question. So we had to navigate these waters, and really it came down to having that strong team. So having a strong team on the front end is really the difference maker, from not paying a premium to the cost being cost neutral. In a lot of cases, even less than traditional construction.
Wow, yeah.
So we're not paying a premium. We can build Passive House at a cost neutral, and in some cases even less. But again, it's really involves, it can't be an afterthought. It really needs to be kind of baked into the vision and the DNA of the project on the front end, and then having the right team to help deliver that. And that's what we found that makes all the difference.
And so I know I was just speaking with Beth Eckenrode of RS Group, which I know you work with
yes,
Beth a lot.
Yes.
And she was talking about is it 51 Dinwiddie project?
5th and Dinwiddie.
5th and Dinwiddie. Sorry, my bad. So, and that's like multiple buildings, right?
It is.
Yeah. Tell us about that project.
Sure. So Fifth and Dinwiddie Development, a project we won an RFP issued by the city of Pittsburgh, where we're developing both sides of the street, the corner of Fifth and Dinwiddie. This neighborhood it's in a neighborhood called Uptown, which is an eco-innovation district. On one side of the street, which we're calling the east site, it's a retrofit of an existing 20,000 square foot building, but also adding a 20,000 square foot addition. It will be, so 40,000 square foot building will be commercial office space, co-working space for small businesses. We're also doing a training center focused on clean energy jobs. So we'll be actually teaching folks in the community how to do things like install solar panels, install electric charging vehicle stations. And then we'll also have a small retail footprint. So there'll be a coffee shop and some other things to serve our commercial occupants as well as the broader community. So that's the east site. Directly across the street is the west site. This is all new construction. We're building 171 units, mixed income, 80% market rate, 20% affordable, and 12,000 square feet of retail space. Within both the east and the west site, we have an amazing public plaza that really, is intended to provide outdoor living space, outdoor seating for some of our restaurants and shops, but really just a space to bring people together and provide community. And also excited about an opportunity to work with the local public artists to incorporate art and culture in the project as well. So very excited. Both projects will be Passive House certified. Both projects will incorporate Reset Air, which is, setting a new standard as it relates to air quality. And it's important to note that Reset has never been used in multifamily. So we'll be the first project in the nation to also utilize Reset Air. And then lastly, both projects will be Fitwell certified. So really raising the bar, from a lot of different perspectives.
It's pretty phenomenal work. That must be super rewarding to do, to be able to take this, to make that happen. I mean, that's I'm getting goosebumps, man. It's seriously like that's some power, It
is. It is.
That's super inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we were inspired by that project. How about the community work, the community center work and stuff? What's on the horizon there? Sure. It sounds like that's kind of a newer piece of your portfolio.
It is. So one project we're working in a neighborhood called Homewood, and we are basically redoing the park space, but also the football field. So there is a community sports organization called Homewood Community Sports. It's been there since the 50s, really working on an old, rundown field. So working with the city of Pittsburgh to, transform the field into an amazing state-of-the-art field with bleachers, LED lighting. We're relocating the pool, so we're putting an amazing new swimming pool for the community. There'll also be, new locker rooms for the players, as well as new locker rooms for anyone coming to the pool. And that's kind of the back part of the site. On the front part of the site, we're building a cultural space. So we'll be able to add the community to like movies in a park. There'll be an outdoor amphitheater space. There'll be history steps to really kind of tell the story of history of, folks that have come from the community that have gone on to do amazing things and, both locally as well as nationally. So that's one of our community, development projects, if you may, community center related projects. So very excited about that, as well as the Fifth and Dinwiddie project.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yes.
So this is great. So now that you are on the NAPHN board and this, this place of, I mean, you've been leading as a developer and practitioner.
Yes.
Now you're leading as in the kind of the board structure of a really important Passive House organization.
Right.
what do you see as, like, where do you want the Passive House community to grow and evolve? Like, what change would you like to see?
So one, I would like to see more developers embracing the Passive House. It's important for a lot of reasons. It's important to our community. It's important to the residents. It's important to, our environment. So that's one. I also would like to see the Passive House community be more diverse. As well as the development community. So, being a voice, being a leader, to show what's possible, but also to really kind of blaze that trail, and open a door of access, to a more diverse community. So that's one of, my goals, to push things, from a sustainability perspective, but also from a, diversity, equity, and inclusion perspective as well.
Yeah. And the theme of this conference is a step.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's great. Passive House for all.
Yeah.
And I know that was, done with an intentionality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very excited about that as well.
Yeah, I think NAPHN is very fortunate to have your voice as well in leadership.
Yes.
And I just feel lots of gratitude for the work that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed that special bonus episode of the Passive House podcast. On behalf of everyone here at the Passive House Accelerator, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more on the Passive House podcast. Thank you. Bye-bye.